Right, in this video, don't know if you remember the aircon I put in last year on the Ford Focus 1.5 TDCI. See one of my previous videos. The aircon had a distinct zero lack of, or complete 100% lack I should say, of PAG oil lubricant. So it burnt out within the space of 5 minutes. It was working and then it burnt out in 5 minutes, and I got a replacement one from a different company. Today I am going to be changing this one again. Just look at one of my previous videos and how to take out the AC on the 1.5 TDCI. So that'll be, I think it's 2014 to about 2018. See if I've got a spare one. The other two are definitely 10 and I've loosened them. Show you it. There's a dowel pin that sits this guy in there, and I should unplug this electrical cable and then figure out why on earth there's this white thing popping out. Oh no, I think it came that way. That's what I remember now. It must fit for, must be a fit for a different car. This line comes off. There's me old funny O-ring in there. That's it. And so I'm going to let that dangle a bit. I'll get on like that maybe. Alright. And so it's ready to come off, really. Ready to come off. But remember, there's this line, the one that's much harder to get off. I think last time when I did this, I get this out of the way. It'd be better if it's out of the way like that. I think there it is. My finger's pointing. Right, so here it is removed. So it still says it there. Do not add oil. Wouldn't hurt it, man. There is a bit of oil in there, but I think that came from my adding of the 134 alpha, because last year when I did this nothing came out, and it's not coming out again. See, a tiny bit of oil from the Halfords 134 is not going to help. Turn it upside down. I feel confident turning it upside down. Let me just check there's nothing I need. So I'm going to change the O-ring. Fits in there, by the way, the O-ring. The other one, no, the O-ring fits in there, sorry. O-ring fits in there. Oh, look. Oh, look. So this replacement pump, compressor pump, it's from Cool Zone. So I will of course check for any PAG oil. Check for any PAG oil this time. I don't want to make a mistake. It's been too long. If there is a mistake, it'd be too long. It's like a year old. I introduce any crap in there, or debris, I should say. They're how stingy of this oil stuff, aren't they? That Honda one. Yeah, there's oil in there. There's definitely oil in there. The Honda one definitely had oil, and this is definitely got oil. And the other one definitely didn't have oil. Right, you saw that. So if I was to turn it upside down, in theory, it will drip out of this one. I can replace it. A set amount of PAG oil. I'm just going to put a bit back. So I'm unscrewing the yellow cable, putting it. I've got a little bit of PTFE tape, but there's a good seal in there already. Obviously unscrew the tap, because when you screw it in, that's when the pin pops out. unscrew it and the pin will pop out when I screw it in. So turn it like that. Make sure these are on tight. They have a tendency of coming undone. I'm watching that little window if it starts to work. Now, obviously, one of the crucial factors is there going to be enough pressure to start with, right? When I put this on, is there enough pressure in this actual bottle to trigger? I'll put more pressure by dunking a bucket of hot water, right? Is there enough pressure to set off the switch, the relay? Don't know. If not, I'm gonna have to look at my little fuse map or relay map. One of these guys here may need to be tripped. Can't remember which. Agitating it a bit, although it's pretty warm. Now I'm going to keep the high pressure closed, but I'm going to be opening the low pressure. Now, not all the way, tiny bit not oil. Make sure these are tight. Tight. Back off a tiny bit. Okay, now see if this works. See, oh, better turn the engine on, of course. So I'll be watching for the clutch to see if it turns, right? That's the whole point. Turn the AC on for the last cool air. I remember doing it once with the heat was on. Stupid. At least, of course, clutch is not turning at the moment. So there's enough pressure here to pressurise the actual system. I've just screwed it in now. Let's get that. Is there anything going in there? Nope, nope. One very important point I noticed about yesterday's failure, this is today, the next day, right? When I went to take off the couplings, yeah, there was two things I noticed. The fan didn't come on. Normally the fan kicks in, that's the main fan, it starts to cool it. Well, I took this off, baking hot, on the high pressure side, right? So in that case, I'm going to just trick, because there could be debris from the old compressor breaking, yeah, in there. It could be that, it could be the fan not functioning. I've been running the car today a little bit. I didn't notice the fan come on, but it don't come on anyway very often. But with the aircon on, the fan always comes on almost, yeah, it will cycle on and off. So because it's a hydrocarbon, no problem, you just vent it. Vent that out there. No problem, it's hydrocarbon. Get rid of all that. Yeah, I'm just doing this to save time. So I added all the fluids in, went to 50 psi on the low side, and this bit went all hot again, and the main fan motor didn't come on. So I think it became hot because the energy was not dispersed from the radiator. Although the fluid, now, I haven't heard the radiator come on in a little while, not very long, but a little while. It has been winter, so I do suspect fan has gone in this. Of course I've tried to find the relay for the fan. That's the relay for the fan. And this is the fuse for the fan. But there's no relay, there's no fuse, so I don't know. This is a 1.5 TDCI. Anybody really knows, then just put a link in the description. I've even put some Tipex there and marked the AC clutch. So what a puzzle. But the only thing is, unplug it, find out how to test it. Right, the main fan is spinning now. Start the engine up, everything disconnected. So it's the clutch on the AC. So I am puzzled. Normally it goes, maybe it was already spinning anyway, it's so quiet. I didn't hear it with the engine on. Normally it goes woo and a big whoosh of sound, but I looked down there, I could have sworn it was not spinning. Absolutely could swear it was not spinning. So that should, any kind of fluid going through there should be cooled now through the old radiator. I think I'm getting cool there. I think it is working now. What a strange case. I'm gonna have to look back at my videos here. Me poking my head in here with the engine running, just to see if you can spot. You spot for me also. If the fan is spinning. I could have swore it was not spinning all the time I was doing it just now. Thing is, the key, if this gets hot, then I know they're still there. So I'm going to give it 5 minutes. See what. Right, a few days later, I'm under the car again, and I'm not giving up on this AC. So just to reiterate, you need UV producing light to see the leakages, right? So I'll see if I can find a link to a decent UV torch, and you can see it's from Caperland. So that would be the it's not Go Outdoors, it's Decathlon, right? It's Decathlon store. I'll leave a link. So if I press on UV, that's the wrong one. There you go, UV. Alright, that's better. So it lights up like a Christmas tree. I'll hold the camera back so you can easily see. So you can see where the gas is coming from that pipe there. Hopefully I'm focusing it. See, it lights up bright greens like someone put some paint on it. It's coming from the other side as well, but there's nothing leaked from the other side apart from the same pipe. There's no inlet outlet there. See all that? Well, I'll leave a link in the description. That's where the leak is coming from. I've always looked at that joint as being a weak joint. There's a single little washer in there with a rubber kind of foamy bit on it. Whereas the other one, I've changed the rubber washer, silicon, not washer, silicon O-ring, and there's one of these flat rubber washers. There's two washers on the other one. This one, only one flat kind of circular washers you've seen already. Anyway, so right, get to the point. So what I'm going to do is, I know I've put a fair amount of oil in this one. I've added extra oil and dye, so it's not going to compress properly. I don't think it's not enough space probably in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take instead of just taking that particular leaky one out and then trying to put a decent washer on or some sort of variation of it, I'm going to take the whole pump out, compressor, and So you know how to do it. I've done this in this video already. I'm going to empty it out. So the next thing you'll see me is emptying a good portion of that oil, excess oil, out. I don't need oil out. I don't need so much. Right, so just looking at this seal again, right? This is I matched the official seal that came out. And I can say that would officially sit on there like that. But that is just metal rubbing on metal. It's the metal that is raised rubbing on the metal ring. You can see a slight raise there. It's like less than half a mil, maybe a quarter of a mil. If I put my nail on it, there's a quarter of a mil there, and then there's an indentation. Then it raised again another even an eighth of a mil. So that indentation is where this rubber thing is meant to sit, but it don't sit quite right. I can tell you, with a seal that came out of that original pump, original compressor I've kept, it's not the right one. It can't be. It don't sit there right. It shouldn't be metal rubbing on metal. Well, it should be like, what should happen is, as you press on it, the rubber seal sits in the dent. So that's wrong, right? This one's better. If you look here, as you push down, there is a little ring. See that? That's where the cylinder O-ring goes, and then of course it's sealed here as well with the other one, just sealed on the outside. So that one's okay. I've just got to figure this one out. Right, okay, enough of that. I'm gonna simply empty most of this out. If I do replace it, I'll replace it with the dyed version, right? I know I've just got too much in there now. It's not going to compress very well, so I won't be able to do this easily. Well, it's coming out. So it comes out. There is a little. I've got to be very careful. There's a little. See that? If I do that, it should come out much easier if I do that. I've got to be careful not to damage anything. Don't want to say no. There's nothing much coming out saying that. Maybe I did need to. Maybe I did not need to. Take this off. Okay, because this is such a funny kind of joint where it joins on, and I've really. This one here is my original, right? Original O-ring, and it's slightly minusculely bit thicker than this one, which didn't help. I guess get a new one of these, and they cost about £50 by the way from Ford. Used to get a packet of O-rings. It might help, but still I just don't like the way it sits on there. It just kind of, the metal holds metal, metal's on metal, tiny groove which it doesn't sit in, and then it just kind of hopes for the best, you know what I mean? So obviously you've got the other, it sits in the crevice of the other one, of the other male end, right? But this is what I'm going to plan to do, right? Here's my original. I'm going to stack another one on top, which is you should never double up. The rule of thumb is never double up on O-rings, right? But because this is metal, it's got a metal interior, I'm doing that, right? That's my number one plan. And the reason why I'm not going to put in just a rubber O-ring is because when I go tighten it down, it might get squished, and due to the high pressures it might just slip and then get squirted into the AC system, then that'll be completely ruined, right? But because it'll be thicker, I'm going to offset it by one of these, right? So it's going to, if I get this, I'm going to have, notice I've modified it. I've been filing it down, so I'll file it down some more so it sits nicely like that. and this one here just fits over the male part. Just fits over the male, so I'll have a double kind of seal. That's my right. So I evacuated for 30 minutes. The little jumper is on the AC relay. There it is. I've jumped it. See that little thing there? Get out of the way. Jumped it. So the clutch is going to be on. I think I've done most everything. I've shut off all the valves at the moment. I'll be opening the blue low pressure valve soon. I've screwed this in. I've bled it just here, so I know everything's set up to go. It's kind of pressurized already, so I've bled it. I've cleaned the bottom of the AC compressor, so any more leaks now I will be able to physically see it yet again. Alright, so the only thing that needs to happen is I need to open the low valve. I guess if I open the low valve, gasket will start being transferred straight in there already, because it will be open and they'll want to get into the vacuum, and the pressure will rise, and I'll turn the engine on, turn the AC on max, and then you see me do that. I'll just pump it all up, and then right at the end I'll show you if there's any leak. In fact, it went straight to that kind of pressure on the low side, and then tiny schmazzles of it. Yeah, tiny schmazzles. This side's good. This side port, I think that's the high side. It's good. This side, tiny schmazzles of it. Still coming out. Well, I've done what I could on that valve. I've done everything I think I could do. Anyway, it wasn't very cold anyway, so I think I need to change a whole lot. Probably the damage done during that period. I've got some very funny wiring here. That should be hooked up properly. But anyway, damage done during that period. Well, I changed the pump for a faulty pump. I think it was just too great. Got splinters of rubbish inside the system, but it's a tiny leak. I could crank it up now, but again, see if